reason, when you buy them out the store, they don't fit perfect. I'm about to show you how to get a perfect length. Now, these particular jeans, these are just some carpenter jeans. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put these jeans on, and then I'm going to show you the before and after. That's way too much bagginess for me around my shoes. That's just way too much for me. So, here's the side view, the back view, this side, and then the front view again. So, before I show you the steps, let me show you the before and after. Okay, I simply just took the jeans off. I'm going to flip them inside out. Okay, as you can see, I have the jeans inside out and I put them back on. And you need three tools to go ahead and finish this step. First tool, this is a sewing gauge with a sliding meter. You're going to need a stapler. I purposely got the smallest one I can get just to show that you can use any size. And I have a mirror that you just can't see. So as I'm doing the hem, I can actually position the hem exactly where I want. So let me go ahead and zoom in so you can see my lower half, and I'll show you just how to do it. So the first thing you want to do is, like I said, pull your pants up, because I don't have my belt on, so pull them up where you normally wear them. Then just take your jeans and fold them up, looking into the mirror, and fold them up to where you like that look. There's the side view, get your front view, and you just want to do one leg. You can do both, but you just do one leg. Then you take your sewing gauge, you put it in here, you slide the meter. Mine is 2.5 inches. So what I'm gonna do, I'm going to make sure that it's 2.5 inches all the way around. And then I'll just put a staple in right here at the bottom. I just put a staple right there. Go over to this side, 2.5 inches. Put a staple in if I can do it. Put a staple in. Take them off, and I will fold the opposite leg up to the same hem, 2.5 inches, then staple it, then I'll move on to the sewing machine. Okay, before I get to the rest of the steps on hemming your jeans, let me give you a little tip. I have 4 sewing books right here in front of me. You don't need to get these particular 4. These are just the ones I happen to have right now. Sewing Techniques and Patterns, the Ultimate Sewing Book, Carry Me 20 Sewing Bags, and 200 Sewing Tips. You know, even if you're a pro, it never hurts to learn, which I'm not a pro at all, that's why I have the books. But even if you're a pro, or if you're just starting out sewing, or you just want to enhance your knowledge in anything, go buy you some books. Now, if you can't afford the books, or you just don't want to buy them, go to the library like I did. I checked out these 4 books. You get 2 weeks, take them back, check out some more books. The total of these books was $90. At the library, free. So that was just a tip. Let's get to the hemming. Okay, let me zoom this in so you get a better view. So now that I have them on the table, I'm going to use my sewing guide again, just to make sure, you know, I did it right, since I got 2 staples in. And then I'll go ahead and add 2 more staples, so a total of 4 per leg, just to hold it. Now that you've stapled them and you used your sewing gauge to make sure that they're perfectly lined up, you want to flip them inside out again, go ahead and press them, and then move to the sewing machine. Next step. Okay, now moving on to the sewing machine. I have the Brothers SQ9185, and I'm using stitch 02, which right here, 02. What it does, it goes forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. So it makes a little thicker stitch length, a little thicker stitch. I'm using jean thread, which is the gold color, and I already stitched one side, and this is what it looks like. So like I said, let me get a little closer. It goes forward, back, forward, back. So it's just a thicker looking stitch. I seem to like it. There's two things you need to worry about. Your staples that are in there, since they're not pins, you can't pull them out. So when you get close to a staple, just be aware of that. And then when you get to your hem, the factory hem, you're going to have to help the sewing machine out a little bit because that's pretty thick. And by helping out, I mean right here as this machine is going, you go slow and then you just help the machine as well. The needle that I'm using is a heavy duty jean needle. Right here, I took off the little storage slot and I'm just going to slide the jeans over the sewing arm. I'm going to use a 1/2 inch stitch, a 1/2 inch seam. So I'm just going to line the edge of the jean right up with the presser foot, lower that down. On this particular machine, I did a tutorial and I'll leave that link. So all I'm going to do is just sew. So if you want to see the tutorial on how to use the actual machine, I'll leave that. Again, when you get to a staple, or if you used pins, because you can also do the whole process with pins. Obviously you just pull the pins out. But if you're using the staple, you just want to, using the staple technique, you just want to pay extra attention to the staple. And then when I get to this real thick piece right here, I'll show you how, you just slow it down and help the machine out. I'm actually using the foot pedal and not the auto sew. So here we go. The good thing about this particular stitch that I'm using, it goes back and forwards itself, so you don't even have to lock the stitch in. So I don't know if you can see the jeans, but they're going back and forth like that. I'm coming up to a staple, I just slow down to make sure I'm going to clear it. Okay, now that I'm coming up to the original hem, I'm actually going to switch it from the back and forth to just a straight, so I can go ahead and get over that. And for me, the straight is just 0, 0, 0, and then I'll go ahead and just sew over that. Okay, I'm coming up to that hem, 0, 0, and that's just straight, and then I'll help the machine out and I'll slow it down a little. Okay, I just passed it. Let me go back to 0, 2. And I have a staple coming up, so I'm gonna slow down. Okay, now I went all the way around and I'm coming up to where I started from, so I'm slowing down a little bit just to make sure I perfectly line that up. needle up, turn the machine on, pull that on out, cut it off. Let's take a look. Okay, as you can see, this is just hot off the presses. I didn't even cut the thread yet. It lined up pretty good. And here was the staple. I don't know if you can see. Well, the staple is right under, the thread is right under the staple, so you do have to be careful right there. And when it comes to that hem, like I said, I just switched it over to just a straight stitch and not the back and forth, and I helped the machine out. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut the thread, pull the staples out, try the jeans on. Just to show you how I got the staples out, these are my Leatherman, but you could just use any pliers. Just grab it and go ahead and pull it on up. And here's the after. Here's the front view. Here's the side view. Here's the back view. And the other side. Now let me zoom the camera out a little bit so you can see the full look. Okay, here's the full look. This is primarily just how I like to wear my jeans. I don't like too much of a bunch up, but I do like them to sit on the top of my shoes. And these are just my casual shoes. If I have my boots on, which typically these are the my boots would be the jeans. My boots would be the shoes that I typically would wear with these because I'm outside working. Then these fit just perfect. So yeah, here we go. As usual, I appreciate you watching. If you have any questions, feel free to hit me up. Be sure to answer them. Again, that was the sewing machine I used was the Brother SQ9185. I will leave that tutorial in the description below. You guys have a good one.